Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here. Welcome back to another Brown Dust video. Alright, today we'll be talking about the Gran Deck. So basically, in my last video, when I talked about the 6 devils, I did mention something about Gran Decks, which consists of 3 main units, which is Gran Hildir, Celia, and Refitia. So 3 of them combined will get the Set Mercenary effect. Let me show it to you guys. Right here, so you get the Traitorous Trinity, so increases HP by 30% if all 3 of them are present in the battlefield. So Gran Deck is still one of the strongest combination of units you can have defensively if you're trying to set up your units particularly for Guild War purposes, or even for the Mystic Island to defend one of the stations. So very useful for that particular case. So Gran Deck consists of Gran Hilde. She is the main key character right there. She has the ability to reflect some of the attack which was dished out to her. So incoming damage times 25% reflection. So the stronger the attack, basically the higher the amount of reflection that will deal back to the warriors. So Gran Deck is like the perfect counter to quite a lot of units back then, before fixed damage was a thing, before Velfern and Memone comes in. So something to keep in mind. So Gran Hilde is basically the main key if you want to have like the ultimate perfect Gran Deck combination. So a +6 Gran Hilde and then a +10 Refitia, which can be quite a lot of investment. You need +9 or +10 for Refi, because Refi's particular skill, this one right here, the Gluty Bestowal, it adds more of the enemy's attack times percentage of additional damage. So this helps Gran Hilde to sort of like reflect slightly more, and then the ability to remove debuff as well. So this is something very cool in case Gran Hilde is affected by buff prohibition and those things. This will be able to purify it, purification. And lastly, Celia. Mostly people will leave Celia at +0, and she's just there to debuff the opponents and just to give Gran Hilde the additional 30% HP boost. So yeah, let me show you guys a couple of examples, and you will be able to see how strong Gran Deck actually is. So yeah, I thought I would make this video early on, so this would hopefully help you guys to decide if you actually want to go for Gran Hilde and recruit Refitia along the way. This is something that you can consider, definitely a route that's still viable. I don't think the Gran Deck is like dead right now. It's still a very strong deck, unless you are fighting like a full team of Octos. If you are just dealing with basically Foxies and Sigmunds, this will fare extremely well. Alright, so I have a couple of attackers right here. So Svino, let's have a look. So this is Svino's team composition of the Gran Deck. You can have a look right here. He starts off with Seer. Alright, so it's a +10 Seer. Seer is very commonly seen in Gran Decks as well, for the taunt. Basically to distract the opponent to taunt, to attack her first, while all the supporters basically try and set up amongst Gran Hilde. Alright, in this case, the second to go is Anais, and then we have Refitia, followed by Gran Hilde. And then Venaka buffing Celia, Celia charged up, followed by Elijah. Elijah is very useful, just for the lasting enhancement effect. Basically, this resets the duration of the buff applied to allies. Very cool. Also, the support times 20% reduce incoming damage. That's going to be beneficial. And yeah, remove debuff as well. Alright, so let's have a look. Okay, so this is fighting my team in the team composition section. So let me try and reduce the speed. So Seer hits first. So now my turn. I will basically buff all my supporters to go for Seer. So Christina goes first. Boo boo. Am I able to get rid of Seer? Oh no, because of the debuff, so she doesn't have the DOT. Alright, so Gran Hilde with the costume. So everyone will target Gran Hilde from this point onwards. Venaka is a good combo because of the HP regen. So the ability to give that HP regen. So Viola goes there. Look at that. So every single of my units is going for Gran Hilde. So Seer is still there being annoying. So I'll have Velfern hitting Gran Hilde. Look, it deals no damage at all because there's no graves, not much graves yet. Poof, poof. Look at that. Barely like what, 5000 HP? And then Celia going with a debuff. And then from this point onwards, as long as Gran Hilde is alive, there's no way for you to pierce through this Gran Deck usually. This is a +3, look at this, a +3 Gran Hilde, a +5 Raphithia, and +0 Celia. Not sure if that Celia should have gone for Fatal and Rage Rune, but yeah, I guess you could do that just for the to crit your damage. But yeah, definitely a very strong formation to have. Like, this is a perfect example right here. Some people try to use Sigmund as opposed to Viola, just one attacker, or Adin could work as well. Adin fits in the Gran Decks perfectly. I've seen Rai as well, a Rai +10, and it works extremely great because Gran Decks, when you're playing the Gran Deck, usually the fights can go on for like 50 turns. Right now it's like 64 turns, 65 turns. You can see the battle goes on very long because, like, look at this Gran Deck right here. I'm doing no damage at all, 0 scratch, all of the members still alive. Oh my god. I don't think Gran Deck is close to being dead. Definitely still usable. So yeah, you guys just witnessed it, the ultimate Gran Deck right there. Most of the time the core units are Seer, at least one additional taunter besides Gran Hilde herself. You need either Seer or Aaron, and then there's this Elijah, the 4-star one. Is it called Elijah or Elijah? It's Elijah, alright, with a H. Elijah, Anais, these two are very common units to use alongside Gran Hilde, alongside Gran Decks, besides Gran Hilde, Raphithia and Celia. So that's 5 units that you need to focus on having, and Seer 6. So the 3 other units, I think you can swap with anything. You don't really need Venaka, you don't really need Viola and Valfern right here. So these units can easily be swapped out with anything else, but the core is to have Gran Hilde constantly taunting and taking hits from the opponent. So Gran Deck is very strong if you can go first. So a couple of things to note about Gran Deck is, number 1, usually battles will last extremely long. So when you're trying to auto battles, let's say you have 10 battles for example, usually a normal battle will last around 2 minutes per match, I think. Maybe less, maybe 1 minute. But sometimes if you have Gran Decks fighting another Gran Deck, the battle can take up to like maybe 5 to 6 minutes. So sometimes it prolongs the duration of the fight. So something that you need to beware is, if you're playing a bunch of arenas using Gran Decks, you're going to take a lot of time for every single battle. Do keep that in mind. But the good thing is, for Gran Decks, most Gran Decks tend to have very good defensive capability. So usually when you're attacking and defending, Gran Deck is basically the best units the best team composition to have when you're trying to defend something. So Guild Wars, and there's this Mystic Island where you want to protect that particular island, Gran Deck is often seen at the last island right there, the one that gives the most amount of Mystic Dust. So people tend to defend very often there. Alright, so I have one video coming up very soon. Alright, let's have a look again at this fight. I just can't believe how strong this guy has his team composition set up. I'm actually really surprised. +10s there, alright, so that's the key right here. Survive my Christina. But from this point onwards, if my Duen would have one-shotted that Gran Hilde, everything would have went down from there. That Gran Hilde, she did take quite a number of hits, but you can see it's only a +3. Imagine if this was a +6, the amount of damage that he deals is going to be insane. I'm quite surprised as well, like this is a +5 Rafitia, a +3 Grand Hill there, a +0 Celia. Usually people leave their Celia at +0, so it's not such a huge investment. Anais, Elijah, both at 6 stars, so it's rank up all the way with all the way to +9. Venaka is a +10. Fatal and Rage Rune on Venaka. What is happening? What is happening? That's a Fatal and Rage Rune, right? Why? Alright, I have no idea what's up with that. Okay. And 2 Assault Runes on Velfren. So yeah, I'm just extremely baffled with how strong this is. I thought Gran Decks would need more investment than this, but this guy seems to... he's making it work. He's making it work with a +5 Rafitia and a +3 Grand Hill there and a +0 Celia. I think definitely Gran Deck is has changed my thoughts a little bit. It's actually stronger than it seems after fighting this guy. Alright, Svino, good job on your team composition. That is a very good solid deck you have right there. If you're watching this, kudos to you. Boom! Alright guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I will have one more video coming up real soon about a different composition of Gran Decks. I encountered one in the Guild War, so stay tuned on that if you want to watch me fight that particular team. Whether it's a win or lose, you guys will see it soon enough. As always, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye!